shit. Real nigga, free my real niggas. It's like a full-time job, now I kill niggas. Still got niggas doing forever in the shoe. I'm feeling like a shoestring, I'm forever in the loop. And squad up, baby, I'm forever with that group. And that chopper put them hula hoop holes through your coupe. I'm all about the guap, my hustle is the truth. Papaya on my mama, miss you like a loose tooth. And ever since you left, ain't been right with the group. And I still check on moms, miss your name in the booth. And your sister had a baby, I just got introduced. Like last week at the mall, I was shopping for boots. All these other.
So I got a lot of comments on part one saying how short it was, but that's all right because, you know, good content comes well. So this is part two. You already know what it is. Go in the like, go in the subscribe, go in the notification bell, hit all, and go down and leave a comment, man, if you like hearing about this stuff, man. Believe me. So in the end of the first part, we was talking about how Ghost had been sentenced to 17, took a deal for 17 years and was sent to prison. The first thing they do when you go to prison is they send you to a reception center. What reception center did you go to?
I went to Delano.
Delano Reception. What was that like, first time stepping in prison?
It was nothing new to me. I been through the YA system, so I mean, it was pretty much a cakewalk. And I say that real loosely. You get there, you know, they do the fingerprints, date of birth, everything you need to know, contacts, strip you out, violate you as a human, you know what I mean? In all generality, you know, and it's something I don't care to really think of because it's one of those things. You feel violated, you know. You have 100, 200 people in there with you and you're stripping down butt naked in front of them, squat coughing.
That's crazy.
All day. Yeah, it could be a couple hours before you get housed. And
so they try to demean you in every sense of the word.
Oh, very much so. Yes, very much so.
So you end up getting placed in your first cell, in a building in that prison. I'm sure you went in with homies. Of course, it's the only way we sell up. I already know how that go. First time you hit the yard. I mean, because your story is pretty close to mine, so it's hard to pull out the things, but they still need to hear it. They want to hear it from your point of view because you wasn't a blood from Del Paso Heights. So they only can know my story from me, and they can know your story from you. So you hit the yard for the first time in the reception yard.
Correct.
What was that like? What was it like?
First time walking the yard was everything was quiet. It's always quiet. You know, homies walk you around, tell you, hey, these are our bars, these are our locations, this is where we run our part. You got the Sureños here, give you the whole gist of everything. Start meeting everybody, start passing stuff back and forth. And at that point, you know, just get to your workout, mandatory workouts, man. I can't say I miss those days.
Burpees,
mandatory everything, man. You know, once you get to know everybody on the yard, as far as your car, you know, then you start seeing what other ethnicities, what other gang affiliations are, their movements, their body language, and then you start pinpointing what's going on there.
Right.
You know.
Right. So basically, it was just YA again, just people a little more calmer at the most of the time.
Yeah, you could say that.
For the most part.
You didn't have that juvenile testosterone going. You had grown men. You know, now you're dealing with grown men.
Right.
So
and
it's a different change.
Motherfuckers would try to take your soul instead of just wanting to fight all the time.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so you already know. I know. So you walk in the yard. You doing what's one of the? I mean, if you could think back, not your work. You know what I mean? Because we'll get to that later. But one of the craziest things you saw during you did the whole 17 years?
I did 15 and some months.
Okay, you did 15 and some months, which is a bunch. You already know I did 17 straight. Yeah. So it's and he did all his straight for the record. He didn't get out and go back and do 15. Like I said, when I say flat, he did his flat. So if you could think of in that whole 15 plus years, man, one of the craziest things you saw, as far as whatever from your mindset, what's one of the give us some information, not give us information, but tell us the story about one of the craziest things you saw while incarcerated.
One of the craziest things I seen incarcerated. Okay.
That made you, because like for us, it's like, oh, that was crazy, right? Like that type shit.
For me, seeing one of the homies have to kill one of the other homies. So it was one of those things. And that's the sad part, you know what I mean? And that was one of the homies from the hood. So it was like, hey, it is what it is, man. It's part of the game. And for me, that pretty much put my life into perspective right there for me. Said, okay, it's dog eat dog world, man.
Yeah, so you basically had to watch one of your homeboys kill one of your other homeboys.
It was one of those things. That was one of those.
Yeah. And like the order was kill. It wasn't
no draw blood.
It wasn't just draw blood. It was kill him.
Yes, sir. Oh. That was one of the most memorable moments of my life. I could honestly say that, and allowed me to understand the real concept of what we deal with every day.
And for y'all who don't know, and I think I've told you all this before, and I don't know if I have, but when you went to shit in prison, when you a gang member, no matter what gang, no matter what race, when you a gang member in prison, you turn down some work, you gonna be somebody work. Like, let's be clear. If you an active gang member and you turn down some work in prison, don't listen to what these dudes on YouTube say. If you're an active gang member and you turn down some work, you about to be somebody else's work. Somebody else is finna come handle their business because you didn't handle what you were supposed to do. So let's be clear on that. So yeah, one of the craziest things I seen for me, I seen some Sureños put one of their own down in high desert.
That's what and
it was a orchestrated hit. Like, I don't know if I got a lot of new subscribers, so I'll tell a little bit of the story real quick. Basically, I just seen one dude come with a braided up sheet, like thick braided up sheet, and he walked up behind the dude and he threw the sheet over his neck. And then he was like a big guy, you know, bigger than me and you. And he just basically wrapped it around his neck, lifted dude off the ground, turned around and lifted dude up off the ground. So the dude's facing the other way. And then all of a sudden, two Sureños turned around with weapons and got on him while he was up off his feet and with weapons. And by the time dude let that rope go, dude was done already.
Yeah.
He just dropped and we just went into the chow hall like nothing happened. So that was what changed my perspective of prison. Like, I was already with the stuff, you know what I mean? We could do it, whatever. I'll stab you, I'll beat you up. We could do whatever. But to see somebody actually get killed, it's like, damn, okay, they playing serious in here. They ain't just beating niggas up and leaving niggas laying in slumps. They leaving you. You're not going to see another day no more. So that's one of the craziest things. Now, I know there's a story about a motherfucker trying you or you having to go put in some work that you could share, that you got convicted for, you did your time for, you already did your shoe or whatever happened, that you could share the actual story without putting no names in it.
Okay, let's do it. High Desert, 2006. Walking out of 5 Block. Guy.
Oh, BR?
I don't even remember. It's been so long, man. Okay. I've been out a little while now. So
okay.
Guy had been talking some smack. I didn't go to the yard.
Right.
It was not my tier.
Wait, was it 270 or
it was
180?
180.
Okay, so you was on C or D then?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't BR.
Yeah, no, it was a 180.
Yeah. C and D are the only 180s.
It's in the back
2006. Yeah, you the backside?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're coming out and about to hit the concrete yard and I flatline him and just piece him up. And he didn't wake up. From what I hear, it was like a Louisville slugger hitting. You know, they heard it.
Right.
No, I'm a peaceful man now. But I do have a violent streak to me when, you know, you put my people in jeopardy or myself.
Right.
And so dealt with the issue. And all I remember was that guy never ever wanted to be on the yard with me ever again.
Okay, so I don't know, and I don't want you to tell nobody political rules. If you're not supposed to talk about it, don't talk about it, of course. But did you get in trouble later for flatlining the homies?
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh,
that was clear. That was clear.
Oh, it was already clear.
Yeah,
like you had that, he had that coming.
That was already coming.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
You know,
because I just don't know the rules, so I just don't. You know, I know how the viewers get. They gonna ask questions.
No, feel free. That's a good thing. I didn't ask any questions. You know, open book.
Right.
My boy's an open book, and
no big facts.
You know, it was something that he had coming. If you can't say it in front of the man, you're not supposed to be speaking about it at all.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the general rule in prison.
Right.
If you can't say it in front of the man that you're speaking of, you should not be saying it at all.
Right. So don't talk about a motherfucker if you ain't gonna tell him.
Exactly. And well, I did what I had to do. It was just another day, another fight, it was not something I was gonna cry about, nothing to write home about, you know. Just another day in the life of being in prison, man.
Okay, so let's be clear for you guys, right? Okay, this is my young partner, man. This is my young partner. We wasn't a part of the same affiliation, but this is my guy, right? If I'm going to war, I want him to be on the side, him on one side, Dex on the other. Let's get it, right? So you guys see, this is not a camera trick. He's not the average, no disrespect to them little Mexicans, but he's not the average size Hispanic. You guys can see he damn near my size. You know what I mean? And he was bigger than me at one point. Don't get it fucked up. When we was in prison, he was bigger than me. I was just more cut up, but he was bigger than me. He wasn't taller, but he was bigger, bulkier. He looked like a fucking linebacker. But you know, he out here eating good, living good. He done chilled out. You know what I mean? And diabetes, if you don't mind me saying that, the diabetes shit fucked with him a little bit. But so when he say, "Oh, just another day fighting," and all, like I told you guys before, fighting wasn't nothing. I laugh when, and he could tell you because I've been around, and I told people, "You want to fight? Let's go in the back." Because fighting was easy for us. But so you end up, you know what I mean? I don't even really want to talk a whole lot about prison. You did your 15 years or 14 or 13 some change.
15 and some change.
15 and some change. You did your time. They told you you're going to parole. They told you, or you knew your date already, right? Or you knew you was getting close to your date.
I did.
Did you do any preparing or anything before you came home for the streets? Like mentally, physically, anything like that?
That's very interesting that you asked that question. For me, I knew who I was already. I knew kind of person I want. My vision in my head on what I wanted to make for my life out here was a whole different of who I was in prison.
Right.
You know, you don't want to bring the knowledge you have in prison and try to exercise it out here because it just does not work.
Yep.
In any shape, form, or fashion. So, you know, I wanted the wife, the kids, and but I wanted to be financial state first before anything.
Right.
Eventually, all that came about. You know,
right.
Not with the same woman. Obviously, you know.
Right.
I'll say, you know, the girl went up there for 4 years, but I respect her, and we ended up our friends and moved on, and we got a different baby mama, and actually only baby mama. Sorry.
But did you do anything at the end of your time or during your time to prepare yourself to do the stuff you wanted to do once you came home?
I did some soul searching. I knew I couldn't bring what I was in prison out here.
So you knew by the time you came out, you needed to have a different mindset on the streets as opposed to the monsters that we were while we were incarcerated.
Yes.
Good stuff. That's a very big step. So now you've been out how long?
I've been out 4 years, actually, this Thanksgiving,
4 years.
4 years, man.
4 years free.
4
Congratulations,
years.
First of all, man.
Thank you,
I'll see that on camera. I got to give my homie a handshake for that one. 4 years, that's a long time. They say the hardest time after getting released is the first year. That's what they say. And I know personally that was one of his hardest things, too, is his first year. And Dex's and mine. You know what I mean? It was because you're so stuck in a train of thought of how we handle stuff when it comes up. You know, it's always, if you say something to me, I'm gonna break your face. But you know, we get to that point where it's like, damn, do I want to go to prison again? Do I want to leave my family? Do I want to leave these streets and go back to a box? But you came home. What are you doing now? Or would you start doing, you know, about as far as a career or work, or what are you doing that's on a positive note?
Well, I started truck driving, but it was small box, nothing class A, nothing like that. It was simple, you know. I mean, I give my boy his respect, you know.
Yeah.
Just a small for the WIC, you know what I mean? Something started off with, eventually transitioned to the life of a manager, supervisor of sanitation, man. And that's been my lifestyle. I train.
So sanitation certified. As in the garbage man, or as going in and cleaning stuff up?
No, I clean machinery. Actually, I don't clean machinery no more. I train people to clean machinery now.
Right,
so you know the big companies, El Monte, and there's some big names out there. Sun Valley Raisins and some big factories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a good big backing on it, you know. So, but I applied myself. I didn't
Absolutely.
I didn't just go out there saying, I'm nothing because I've been to prison. No, I'm going to make something of myself. I'm going to prove something to you guys.
Right.
Here I am.
Right.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
The third. Okay, so you out, you being positive, you got a little man that you got to take care of and showing and proving example for. So before we end this video, if you could say anything, okay, you caught that murder when you was 15, right?
Correct.
If you could say anything to 15-year-olds out there right now, anything you want to say that you think they might listen to or they might hear or something, go and shoot it to them, man.
I'll tell you what I told one of my little buddies, man. He's a foster child that my mom takes care of. It's not who we are. It's not what we do that makes character. It's how we approach it after the words. Everybody makes mistakes in life. But as long as you can come back and be forgiving and allow that person to forgive you, it builds character in who you are. Don't make mistakes that are dumb. We all do. We're human. It doesn't matter. 15 years old, 14, 16, 17, 18, doesn't matter.
45.
35. So we're going to make mistakes for the rest of our lives, but it's on how we react to those people that we did wrong to build our character as a man, for men. So don't never feel bad about yourself or what you've done. Accept it, move on, and at the end of the day, build your character on who you are, because that's the only thing you have in life is your word and your character, man.
Well, there it is, y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's another interview from NateDoggSac916, Ghostface Killa. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. It's been a long time coming for us to link back up. We ain't seen each other in some years. It's gravy. We go harass Dex later. Y'all know what to do, man. Once again, hit that like, that subscribe, the notification bell. I say it 3 times so you can remember it. They say if you do anything 3 times, you remember it. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's over 25 years of prison time sitting right here in this room right now. 35, I mean, almost 30 years of prison time, actually, 30 plus, 15, 50, 32 years of prison time sitting right here in front of you, man. Telling you youngsters, man, it ain't about all that tough shit, man. It really ain't, man. I was talking to some youngsters yesterday. I'm gonna go on this on the interview because I'm still here. I was talking to some guys that wanted to meet me last night, man. I told them I'm not a tough guy. I'm gonna just defend myself, no matter what it is. I will defend myself and those I love, but I'm not a tough guy, man. Going to prison don't make you tough. Being a gang member don't make you tough. It's like he said, it's not words, it's actions. You know what I mean? I did what I had to do in the lifestyle that I chose, just like I'm doing what I have to do in the lifestyle I choose now. The biggest thing you got to remember is to make the right choices. If y'all don't do nothing else in life, man, stay loyal to yourself. All right, let's see. Stop.